The Chamber wants to remind you that your vote counts in the runoff election. Help decide who will be on the Republican ticket for Attorney General in November by exercising your right to vote. Coming up, you'll see candidate Leslie Rutledge answer some questions about her core values and the issues facing the Attorney General. For more information, visit her website at leslierutledge.com. David Sterling was contacted but was never able to be reached for comment. Visit his website for more information at sterling4ag.com. Please state your name and political affiliation and tell us why you're running for Attorney General.
I'm Leslie Rutledge, Republican candidate for Arkansas Attorney General. I'm running for Attorney General because Arkansas needs an Attorney General who will get off the sidelines and be on the front lines of important cases. I was born and raised right here in Independence County. My parents are Keith and Nancy Rutledge. They taught me the work ethic and the values that are going to be important to have in the Attorney General's office. Whether it's using my experience being a prosecutor and putting criminals behind bars, my experience working for Governor Mike Huckabee and advising all state agencies and the governor on the constitutionality of the law, and also my experience as counsel at the Republican National Committee, where I fought daily against the overreaching federal government of Barack Obama and Nancy Pelosi. But all of that work ethic and all of that experience was based on my values from right here in Independence County.
If elected, what are the core values you will take with you as Attorney General?
The core values, as I stated, came from my parents and my family right here in Independence County. Do the right thing. My dad, Keith Rutledge, always told me, do the right thing. My mother, I was an elementary special education teacher at Southside, and she has the patience of Job. And so between the two of them and my grandparents, listening to people, and as Attorney General, my philosophy is I won't be able to solve problems if I don't know about them. And across the state, I've been talking to people and asking folks what's important to them. And over again, people are ready to have a federal government off their back, have these regulations off the throat of our farmers and business owners, to have an Attorney General with the right experience to fight against that overreaching federal government. And so all of those views and values I was raised right here, I'm going to take to the Attorney General's office with me.
What is the most important issue the Attorney General will face in the coming term? And what action do you plan to take on that issue?
Right now, the biggest dilemma that the Attorney General will face is combating this overreaching federal government. I have years of experience developing legal strategy to combat Barack Obama and Nancy Pelosi's overreaching federal government. At the Republican National Committee, I worked side by side some of the country's top conservative lawyers, such as Jim Bopp, who's the attorney for the National Right to Life, or Cleta Mitchell, who's the attorney fighting the IRS, who is attacking conservative groups. Those lawyers are supporting my campaign, not because they like me, because they know me. They're supporting my campaign for Attorney General because they've worked with me as a lawyer. They know that it takes a good lawyer with the right experience to effectively combat this overreaching federal government. And that's what I will do as Attorney General, is look for ways, whether it's the Dodd-Frank regulations or the EPA regulations, or certainly with Obamacare, that are hurting Arkansas families and Arkansas businesses. As Attorney General, I will also fight internet predators and other criminals that are threatening our children. Right now we have internet predators who, we no longer have to worry about the white van at the end of the street. Now the white van at the end of the street is a coward hiding behind a Facebook profile or a Twitter profile or a Snapchat or Instagram. While our young folks know how to use all these programs that I mentioned, sometimes parents don't, and grandparents don't, and aunts and uncles do not know how to use them. But the bad guys know how to use them. And as Attorney General, I will go after those folks that look to harm our children and make certain that they go to the penitentiary and stay in the penitentiary where they belong and away from our families.
What distinguishes you from your opponent, and why should we vote for you?
Experience is the biggest factor in this race. I have 13 years of experience working on behalf of Arkansans. I was a law clerk and lawyer at the Court of Appeals working with now Supreme Court Justice Josephine Hart. In those 2.5 years, I saw hands-on what lawyers do right and what lawyers do wrong. I was counsel to Governor Mike Huckabee, advised the governor, advised the legislators and state agencies on on statutes, on how to approach the law. That's a big role, the Attorney General, to be the chief legal officer of the state. I was a prosecutor in Lonoke County where I looked evil in the eye. And so when it comes to making sure that criminals stay in the penitentiary and those appeals are handled properly, I have the experience in the background working with local law enforcement to do just that. I spent time as a counsel for the Department of Human Services, working with foster children. We have a lot of children in Arkansas that not only have their families failed them, but the state is failing them. And recently I was at the Republican National Committee as counsel, working every single day to develop legal strategy and to combat this overreaching federal government of Barack Obama and Nancy Pelosi. My opponent, on the other hand, has 15 years of business experience. He's never so much as handled a DWI case, never handled a criminal case, and never fought the federal government. A lot of people have the want to, but they don't have the how to. As I tell folks across Arkansas, you're not going to hire your podiatrist to perform open heart surgery, and lawyers are no different. So in this race, it's a bad experience, and that's why the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette endorsed my candidacy, because of my experience and because of the responsible approaches and solutions that I will bring to the office of Attorney General.
Would you like to make any additional comments?
The runoff election is going to be June 10th, and so if you did not vote in the Democrat primary, then you are eligible to vote June 10th. So if you vote in the Republican primary or you did not vote at all, and I would love to have your vote in the June 10th Republican runoff for Attorney General. I need your vote. I appreciate your vote. I'm going to ask for your vote right now. Thank you so much. I tell people everywhere I go that I'm from Batesville, Arkansas, from Independence County. Oftentimes I'll say I'm from Batesville, Arkansas, home of NASCAR driver Mark Martin. Occasionally in DC I would have to explain what NASCAR was, but here in Arkansas I don't, and I'm proud to be from Batesville. I'm proud to be from Independence County, and I hope that I can count on your support. Leslie Rutledge, Republican candidate for Arkansas Attorney General. If you'd like more information about me, please visit my website at leslierutledge.com or feel free to call me. The phone number that you can call me and it'll ring right to my cell phone is 501-227-0917. That's 501-227-0917. I'll be happy to talk to you about my campaign and hear issues that are important to you.
The runoff election is scheduled for Tuesday, June 10th. If you're unsure of your polling location, click the website below, enter your name and date of birth, and it'll tell you where to go vote. Now get out and vote smart.